Students, welcome back to practical session. I hope everyone practiced Python, those who have a computer in your home. Is it easy to learn? That's good. Okay. So now to yesterday we completed with the if loop. Okay. If how to use the if else statement. We are going to start again with the simple programming, again with adding two numbers, subtracting two numbers. Okay. So it is just a recap. When I teach you the second time, no, you will learn again. Okay. So I'm going to start again with a simple addition, subtraction, or multiplication, any two programs. Then if statement, then if else, then while loop and for loop. Okay, that is what we're going to study for Python in this chapter. Got it? Okay, so let me take a Python idle. Okay, Python idle. I have taken Python idle and we have a shell over here. Let me take a new file. I have taken a new file. So we are going to write a Python program for adding two numbers. Students, please listen carefully and also write these programs in your computer notebook. Okay. So I may ask questions, any one of the programming questions in the exam. It's very simple, right? To write adding two numbers or multiplying anything, it's very simple. So listen carefully how I'm doing it and how I'm executing the program. So you have to do the same in the exam also. Okay. So we are going to add two numbers. Okay. So let me take number one. Okay. Number one is equal to the variable name. I have taken number one. So we are just telling the user to give the number. So input in double quotation, enter first number. Enter first number. So the user will see this command and he will enter the number. When he enter the number whatever he enters here, okay, maybe 5 or a 10, 20, anything whatsoever, which will be placed in number one, which will be saved in the variable called number one. Clear? Okay, then number two. Second variable name, it's number two is equal to, again we are getting input from the user. Okay, enter second number. Okay, so when the user enters a second number which is getting occupied with number two, the variable called number two. Okay, so input is over. So input, process, output. So the first step, input, it's over. Then processing. So processing, what question we are doing? We are writing a program for adding two numbers, right? So sum, after adding, the result will stored in the variable called sum is equal to num1 plus num2, number 1 plus number 2. Okay, so process is over. Then output. Okay, output means displaying. So for output function, it's print. Okay, in double quotation, sum of. So number one and number two, I want to display the real numbers. Okay, I don't want to simply say num1, num2. So when I write num1 without any quotation marks, which will display the value of num1, whatever the user given here, that value will be displayed here. Okay, and after that, sum of this particular number, and so that should be in double quotation, which will be displayed as it is, and num2 is equal to, what is the answer? Equal to should be in double quotation because it's going to display as it is. Okay, is equal to sum. So it is over. So I'm just over this program, it's over. Okay, so after writing the program, go to file tab and save it. Okay, so first select the location where you're going to save. Okay, so this is, I'm going to give sum. Okay, dot py. Py is the Python extension. Okay, so save. Sum is already exist. That means that name it's already given for another file. Do you want to replace it? No, I don't want to replace. So let me give another name. Okay, sum1 dot py. So did you understand what is the error message? So just read the errors and understand and go ahead according to the message. Okay, so I have given sum1 dot py, then save it. So it is saved. After saving, we have to execute the program. For that, go to run tab and then run module. See, when the run module, do you see the shortcut key F5? So either you can click here, run module, or you can click on the shortcut key F5, function key number 5 in your keyboard. Okay. So it says invalid syntax. Okay, let's see what is the invalid syntax. Okay, so and it says where is that place also it says. Okay, so here is the mistake. Okay, so here I should have placed comma. That's the reason. After number 2 I should place a separator. Okay, so which is separating the variable and the output. So comma it was missing, so that's the reason we got an error message. So again let me save it. For saving, control plus S. So two shortcut keys, control plus S, it's to save. Okay, and then let me save it. To run, it's F5. Okay, click here and you can see run module, it's F5. So let me press F5 key on my keyboard. F5. Okay, you can press the F5 key, it will be which will execute the program. So enter the first number. First number is 25. Enter the second number, 35. So sum of 25 and 35 is equal to 25 35. Is that correct? No, right? It has to add and give. That means the program has a logical error. Okay, so let's see. Let's go and see what is the logical error. Okay, so sum is equal to num1 plus num2. Okay, let me give a gap and see what happens. Okay, it's very sensitive, you know. Enter the first number 12, second number 12. Again same error. Okay, so let's see what is the error. Okay, so what I'm going to do is num1 and num2, right? So these numbers I'm entering the integers. So let me give a data type as integer. Okay, for num1 as well as for num2. Int means integer numbers. What type of number I'm entering? It's called data type. Okay, I may enter an integer number or a decimal number. I can enter anything. Okay. Now do you see we got answer 24. Okay, it's because we did not specify the data type. What type of number we are going to enter. Okay, if you are entering whole numbers, then you have to specify as an integer, int. And if you are going to use a decimal number, then you have to say float, float, float. Float means decimal numbers. And if you're going to use a characters, then you have to say char as a data type. And if you're going to write a group of characters, then you have to use the data type string, str as a string. Got it? So these are the data types you have to specify when you write programs. Okay, so let me go to the program. Okay, so let me take a new window. So file, new file, control N, it's for the new file. Okay, so here in this way, here what we are going to do, but now we are going to write a program to multiply two numbers. Okay, so how to multiply two numbers? So let me take a value p is equal to input, enter first number, enter first number. Okay, then q is equal to input, enter second number. Okay, all right, then the input it's over, then multiplication, right? So the answer should be in product we have already taken. So let me take another word. You can take the same word also, that doesn't matter. So let me take product is equal to, okay, is equal to, what I'm going to do, it's p into q. So before p into q, I'm going to multiply a float number, float in the sense decimal number. Okay, so we will try with the float. Okay, float p into float. So what is meant by float? It's a decimal number. Okay, so decimal numbers should be denoted with the data type float. Got it? Okay, then so process is over, then output print. Okay, so the product of p comma and q is equal to should be in double quotation. Okay, is equal to, what is a product of the answer? It comes in product. Okay, So product, product. Okay, so let me save here. So the file, I'm saving it in my place. Okay, my folder. So this is multi, I'll give. Okay, multy, multi.py, because yesterday I have given a name product. Okay, so today I have given multi.py, that means multiplication. Then run module. So okay, enter first number 25, enter second number. So we have written floating number, right? So 2.5 I'm giving. So the product of 25 and 2.5 is 62.5. Is it clear? Okay. And in case if I give a integer data type and if I give a floating value, then we won't get the answer. Whatever data type we have specified, we have to give it. But here even I can give 25. So how does it will take it as? It will take it as 25.0. We will get answer. But we should not give integer data type and give a floating value, that is a decimal value. Got it? Okay. So this is what we studied yesterday, and we also studied about if loop, if else with direct values. Okay. Today we are going to start with giving the values at the runtime. Got it, students? That's good. And we have studied the if else with just directly giving the numbers. Okay. And today we are going to write a program by giving the values at the runtime. Okay. So shall we start program? Yes. So let me open Python idle. So let me type Python and you can see Python idle 64-bit. So my Python, it's open. Okay, actually it is a shell, it's output window interpreter. Okay, so I'm going to file new. So I have a new editor. Okay, Python editor is here. So let me type a program, and the program what I'm going to do with if else statement. Okay, we are going to do with if else. So we are going to compare two numbers. Okay, and we are going to give a condition. First we have to get two numbers from the user. Okay, so user will give two numbers and the computer has to check which number is greater, and we have to give a condition if A is greater than B. Okay, two numbers are taken as A and B. So if A is greater than B, then it has to display A is greater than B. If not, if it is the condition it's false, then it has to skip and go to the next set of instruction, that is a else part. In the else part, whatever it's given, it has to execute the same. Got it? Okay, so let me start writing. A is equal to, A is the first variable I'm taking. You can take any variable as you like. So you can take X also. Okay, X is equal to input. If I give a value directly, then the same thing will be executed always. Okay, so here I'm going to get the input from the user. So input, enter first number. Okay, enter first number. I have given inside the double quotation, so that will be printed as it is. Then second variable name I have taken it as y, and y also I am writing input, enter second number. Okay, so here make sure that, so I said enter first number. When the user enters the first number for this statement, the number whatever he is entering will go and get occupied with X. X will hold that value, and when the user enters a second number, okay, which will be holded by Y will hold that number in a memory location. Got it? So far two memory locations are created with the variable names X and Y. And X and Y, what is the value of X and Y? That depends. Okay, I may give some numbers and you may give some numbers. That depends upon the user. So this is a way the program should be common for all. We are not supposed to give numbers directly. Got it? Okay. So two numbers we have got it. So input we received it. Okay. So what we are going to do? We are going to compare two numbers. So comparison. So which operator we have to use? Comparison operator. Greater or lesser, greater than or equal to, lesser than or equal to, not equal to, many are there, right? So now I'm going to use a if condition. If A is greater than B. sorry, not a, here we are using x, right? X is greater than y, okay? So make a colon after using this particular loop, okay? If function, just you have to use the colon. Then if it is true, what it has to execute, it has to say print, we have to display x, okay? X, and x in the sense, I did not give x in double quotation. That means the value of x will be printed here, okay? Is greater than y, okay? Instead of, I'm not giving y in double quotation because I want to print the value of y, so I have given without any quotation marks, okay? But I have separated with a comma. Then in case if this condition is false, in case if it is false, what it has to do, it has to skip this particular print statement, because if it is true, only this print will be executed. If it is false, it has to go to the next set of instructions, okay? So else print, so if it is, if x is not greater, then who is greater? Y is greater. So y in double quotation is greater than x. So the program is over. Got it? So what we have to do, we have to save the program. So in order to save the program, go to File tab, okay? Then save, or you can use Control plus S as a shortcut key also, okay? Control S, then select the location where you are going to save, okay? And this is if else dot py. I have given a name for the program as if else dot py. Py is the extension for Python file, okay? So let me click on save button. So shall we run the program? Yes. How to run? Go to run tab, run module. Okay, see, it says unmatched quotation on unmatched, and you can see within the quotation one bracket is there, right? And you can see when you receive an error message, at the same time you can see the line with the whatever the line has an error, you can see this red color mark, okay? So here is a mistake. So let me see. Yes, see, the bracket is closed here, but I haven't started the bracket over here. So that is a syntax error. Okay, so let me save it again. Did you understand? Likewise, you will get error messages. Now, then you have to see in which line you have an error and you have to correct it and save it again. Then run the program. Okay, enter first number 21. Second number 20 I have given. Okay, 21 it's greater than 20. Got it? Would you like to run one more time? Yes. So let me go to the program. Okay. So run module, enter the first number. 56 is the first number. Second number is 65. Second number is 65. So what is the answer we are getting? 65 is greater than 56. So the program, no error in syntax wise as well as logical wise, no errors. Clear, students? That's good. Okay, let's go to Python shell itself. Let me open a new file. Okay, so now what we are going to study is, we are going to study about the while loop. Okay, so there are three loops, okay, while loop, for loop and do while. These are the three loops we use it in programming. Okay, again I'm repeating, one it's while, then do while, then for. These are the three loops we do it. Loop in the sense the conditions will be repeated again and again. Okay, when a particular condition is satisfied, then it will execute a set of commands. Okay, until it gets satisfied, it will execute another set of commands. That is called while loop. Okay, so while in the sense there will be a condition, okay, and until that condition becomes true, the statements will be executed again and again, okay? So now we are going to do, what we are going to do is, we are going to display the first 10 natural numbers. First 10 natural numbers. So how to do programming? So we have to take one variable, okay, and we have to assign the first value of the natural number. Okay, so take one variable, any variable you can take. Okay, so you can, what you are going to take? It's a natural number, right? So can you take NAT? NAT is equal to 1. NAT is equal to 1. The beginning value we have given. Then what condition we have to apply? So I want to display 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 10. Okay. So the while condition, it's useful, just something like that. While you have taken the variable name as NAT, natural number, NAT, NAT. Okay. NAT is less than 11. What is meant by less than 11? Less than 11 means anything up to 10, right? Anything up to 10 starting from 1, because NAT is equal to 1 we have given already. See, I'm giving NAT NAT is equal to 1. I have given, okay. Then while I'm going to give a condition, NAT is less than 11. So until the NAT becomes less than 11, okay, until it becomes less than 11, so what you have to do, make a colon, okay. What it has to do is, it has to execute a statement. What statement it has to execute? Print NAT. So first see, NAT is 1. It is checking, is 1 is less than 11? Yes, right? So it displays number 1 on the screen. Okay. Then after that, the value of NAT, it's going to be get increased by 1. So how we write that statement? NAT is equal to NAT plus 1. NAT is equal to NAT plus 1. So already 1 is there. Now if I add this one, it will become 2. Okay, then it will check the condition. 2 is less than 11. Yes, 2 is less than 11. Then it execute this statement. It will display number 2. What is NAT? NAT is now number 2. Then NAT is equal to NAT plus 1. What is NAT now? 2. 2 is equal to 2 plus 1, 3. So it goes here. So likewise, it will keep continue the same execution. Okay, then 3, 4, 5, 6 until it satisfies this condition. N is less than 11, until it is less than 11. When it becomes 11 or 12, it won't execute, because the condition has to satisfied. When the condition is satisfied, okay, then it won't execute anything. That's all. Over. Got it? Only this much is the program. Is it clear? Okay. So shall I save this program and execute it? Save, and I'm saving it in. Okay, we are in the right place only. So what is the program? It's a while loop, right? While dot py. Okay. For easy reference, I'm giving the name of the same loop what we are using. See, it says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there will be a question in exam. Write a Python program to display the numbers from 1 to 10. 1 to 10. Okay. So now I have a question for you. See, now we displayed numbers 1 to 10. I want to display only odd numbers or even numbers. So what shall I do? I want to display only odd numbers. So the first number, it's 1, it's a odd number, right? So 1 will be displayed. And after that, I want to display 3. So what I have to do? So here 1 is equal to 1 plus 1. If it is 1 plus 1, it will become a 2, and which is going to be an even number. But I need 3. So what I have to do? I have to give the condition here 2. If you give a 2, then 1 plus 2, it will become 3. So here 3, NAT will take the value 3. Then, so here 3 is less than 11. Then print, it will display 3. Then 3 is equal to 3 plus 2. 3 plus 2, it's 5. Okay, so let's see here. Save, run, module. See, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, it displays. Clear, this is what the programming. And if you want to display odd number, sorry, even numbers. If you want to display even numbers, so what should be here? It should be 2 here. You have to take the initial value of a variable as 2. This NAT NAT, I have given the name. You can give any name as you like. Got it? So NAT is equal to 2. While NAT is less than or is equal to 11, print NAT. Okay. So first time it will display 2. Then 2 is equal to 2 plus 2, 4. Then here it will become 4. 4 is less than 11. Then print 4. Then 4 is equal to 4 plus 2. Okay. Likewise, it will execute. So if you want, we can save and see the answer. Run module. See, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Understood? So this is a way we have to write programs in Python. And these three we have written with the help of while loop. With the help of while. Got it? Python is comparatively easy programming language. Okay, so you can learn easily, quickly. You can write, no big sentences are there. So it's very simple to learn. Okay, okay, fine. So this is the way the while loop works. Okay, now let's see the next loop. Okay, what is the next loop? Next loop, it's a for loop. Okay, so let's see how to do for loop. Well, students, now we have studied about if else statement and a while loop. So using if else and while, we have written programs. Okay, now we are going to write a program using for loop. Okay, so this for loop, it's basically called as iteration loop. Do you know what is the meaning of the word iteration? Iteration, iteration. Sometimes it may be called as iteration, but normally people call it as iteration. Okay, so iteration means when something is keep repeated, that is we call it as iteration. Okay, repetition of something, it's called iteration. Okay, so the for loop, it's an iteration loop. So we are going to study how to use the for loop. So while using the for loop, we have to specify the range. Okay, so if I want to display the numbers from 0 to 5 or 0 to 6, okay, so say for example, let us take, I want to display numbers from 0 to 5. So what is the range of numbers I want to display? 0 to 5, total 6 numbers. So the range we have to specify. Okay, so for x, okay, so we have to say for x is equal to the value, starting value, and up to what range we are going to give it up. That's we have to specify. Okay, so let us write a small program, then you will understand clearly. Okay, and here I want to display numbers from 0 to 5 using for loop. Okay, so the whole number 0 to 5. So let's see how to write the program. So I did not talk about the command line, okay, but I just explained you how to make a command line using a hash. Okay, let me put it in the first line. Hash, okay, for loop to display 0 to 5, numbers 0 to 5. So whatever we have written in hash symbol, that is a command line. That won't be taken or executed by the interpreter. That is only for our reference. Okay, so okay, now shall we write the program? Okay, so first what we have to do is we have to say for, okay, x, the variable we are going to take it, it's x in range of, okay, x will be in the range of 6, because 0 to 5 total 6 numbers are there. Okay, after each and every this loop function, make a colon. See, even if we have made a colon after writing if condition, colon, then else colon. In while loop also we have given colon. Okay, so we have to give a colon at the end of this loops. Okay, then next line, if x in range of 6. So here I did not specify the starting value of x. So if you are not specifying any starting value of x, then it will be automatically taken as 0. So what is the value of beginning value of x? It's 0. If we specify 1, then the computer will assign value for x as 1. But here we did not do anything. That means the value of x, the starting value of x will be taken as 0. Okay, so what I have to do, I want to print x. Okay, print x, close it. That's all, the program over. Let me save this program. Okay, save it. Already I saved it. So they given a name. So I simply saved it. Then go to run. Then run module. See, 0 to 5 it is displayed. Okay, did you understand, students? That's good. Okay, that's all the programming we do with this Python for you. Got it? Okay, so you should understand the basic programming, like using arithmetic operators, adding two numbers, multiplying two numbers. Okay, then uh, subtracting, division, everything you should know how to do it. Then you should know about if loop, if else loop, while loop, and for loop. So only this much is enough for you. Got it, students? That's good. Okay. Now I will be showing the portions what you have to study from your text. Okay. I will be giving you only the content names. So you just study only those contents. Remaining contents no need to study. Clear? That's good, students. So just look on the next clipping. Dear students, here I have given the content which you have to study from your text. So the topic is programming with Python. Since you people do not know about Python, I have started from the basics. So I have given introduction to the Python and what are its uses and what does a Python program contains, like a character set and tokens. Then 4 types of tokens also we have seen elaborately, right? And from your text, I have taught you all these things. Okay, so that is introduction, taking input in Python, then how to write an input function, then working with input function, that is example program we have seen. Then decision making statements, we studied only if statement and if else with their syntax and some example programs. Then loops, we studied while loop and for loop, their syntax and their sample programs, okay, with the page numbers I have given. So you have to study only these contents from your text. And exercise questions, please do not follow which is given in your text. I will be sending fill in the blanks and answer the following, okay, through WhatsApp. Please copy that in your computer notebook and study the same for exam. Also revise all these things in your text. Got it, students? That's good. Thank you and have a great day. Study for your exam.